Happy Monday!
Welcome back to the Five Dirty Bikers podcast. Presented by Memphis Shades, the clear choice for custom windshields and fairings for your motorcycle. And Wild Ass Seats, stay in the saddle longer and in total comfort no matter your butt or budget.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Five Dirty Bikers. We're coming at you live on this Monday, and we've got some special guests tonight. We've got Bert and George from Bikers and Brews. Guys, it's nice to see you again.
What's happening?
What's up, Dustin?
And it seems like Ryan's having some technical problems with his iPad or something because he keeps popping in and out. But I will do the best I can going solo. Now, everybody else, Tony's got the ass flu.
Ooh.
Percy's got he got injured in the Ascot Olympics, and Brittany's at the Avian Awards with Jared because they're up for like best scene or something. I don't know. So it's right now it's just me, but I'm sure Ryan will pop back in. So. We'll just say hi to the chat real quick, see who's in here. I see Bri, Desiree's here. Awesome. I know it's been a couple months since we had one of these, everybody. Thank you for joining in and being patient for us to do one of these lives. It's been a busy year for us with the bike build and all, and we've kind of gotten out of funk and off schedule with a lot of stuff, but thanks for waiting around for another one of these. Got a good guest this week and some stuff to talk about that's might help out some of you with your Christmas shopping. So, first off, like I said, Bikers and Brews are here. George and Bert, guys, it's good to have you back. And I know we were on your show not too long ago, and that was a good time. And we know that you got something that you wanted to promote too, so we wanted to make sure we return the favor because you helped us promote the Ironhead giveaway that we did. So, you guys have got a fundraiser that you putting together, and you want to tell everybody about it?
So coming up, I mean, we're in November now, but for 2024, we are going to dedicate the entire year to raising money for Tagle Towers. So living up here in the Northeast, it's definitely a charity that's near and dear to us. So we were trying to figure out, we haven't done anything like this with the channel. We've been, I guess, maybe looking for the right fit or kind of looking for the right time. And we've decided now is it. And we're going to fundraise for the entire year, but we're putting together a poker run and biker event on July 13th, right?
Correct.
So we were sitting a couple weeks ago, and I was like, instead of doing a group ride, because we've done a couple of group rides, and they were always a good time, but instead of doing a group ride, maybe I looked at Bert, and I was like, maybe we should just do a poker run, and it was just like I kicked a snowball off a mountain.
Yeah.
Took the idea, gave it to Bert, and that was the end of that, you know?
Yeah, poker run wasn't good enough. That wasn't enough work. We had to go full bore, and I don't even know how we developed into that. But now it's going to be an all day event. The poker run will end where the event is, but we're going to have vendors and we're going to have food trucks and music and beer and biker games and some raffles and just all kinds of stuff. Whatever ways we can fit things in that'll raise money for this cause and for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. That's kind of what we're gonna do. Yeah. So we're kind of in the early stages of planning this, but we've just we've been kind of trying to pump it out there to everybody and let them know early, because into the summer people's schedules get filled up with things, bike events and stuff. There's rallies, going on all summer and whatnot. We just wanted to get the date out there so people can put it on this, their calendar and maybe plan to come. I know we had a lot of people come from pretty far for our group ride, so we're hoping that we'll get the same kind of turnout for this. A lot of whether it's our subscribers or other YouTubers and support, to come out and support it. But that's why we're pumping it out now, because there's a lot of planning to still be done, and we're in the early stages. But we're getting a lot of traction right now. We're getting a lot of people reaching out, messaging us about being involved in it. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm definitely humbled by the fact that we've gotten so many messages over the past few days of like people just, how can I be a part of it? How can I help? Bri the biker is in the side chat. Bri is helping us out with it. Some of you guys may know Superman of NJ, our buddy Sam on Instagram. He's also helping us out with it. And we've got, we've got vendors who've committed. We've got bands that have volunteered already. We're going to try and have music all day long. So it's it's turning into really great.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a good head start. We know how stressful like events could be and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're not always the most organized when it comes to some of the events that we've done. The last one went pretty good, FTBM, because we got to piggyback off of another event that the dealership was doing. But having to do it all yourself, it's a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize how much goes into doing an event. I mean, doing them at the dealership I work at, it's probably the most stress I get there, and I usually don't get stressed at the dealership.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that goes into it, especially when you got bands, food, everything. You got to make sure you got to get your contacts in and everything early because a lot of stuff fills up, especially in July.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's just like so much we do as creators. You know, people see a product or they see that day and they come out and enjoy that day. And a lot of people don't have, insight onto what went into making that happen. So, it's like when they see a video or a podcast, they have no idea the planning and editing and everything that went into that.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are doing it as a 1 day event then? Is that the whole idea?
No, we're gonna be raising money. It's gonna be a year-long campaign to raise money for Tunnel to Towers. There's gonna be they are actually gonna set up for us a link to basically a page where you can go to donate. So that we'll be pushing that all year. Letting people know about that and try to get people that can't come to the event. But the big ticket thing for it is going to be that event on July 13th. But we're gonna be trying to do stuff year round. We might try to do some raffle some things off on some lives and things like that throughout the year. We're going to try to keep it going all year, but the event itself is just the 1 day in July.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Well, definitely keep us in the loop. We'll help out as much as we can, whether we make a donation or sponsor something or whatever we can do. Just keep us in the loop. We'd love to help.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
And just mentioning it here and there and getting the word out is a huge help. So
Yeah, you guys got updates on the event or whatever? We'll push it too. Don't be afraid to send along some information. We like to help other people out. We got so much help with the bikes, so we got to return the favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad that things got so busy we couldn't get you guys on again. Before Sturgis, but it seemed like for everybody things just kind of flew by the minute like June hit. It was crazy.
Yeah, the summer was nuts for sure, and everyone got busy doing their own things, and it just it flew by as fast as we thought it would. And ours was the same thing. Like before we knew it, our event was on top of us, and the bike was done and given away and gone. And so, it would seem like the lead up is really what took the most time, right? The actual day, that day is gonna fly by for you guys, and you're gonna be like, oh shit, it's over, right?
Yeah.
No, it definitely sounds like a good time. Again, keep us in the loop. It sounds like July. Are you guys going to Sturgis?
It's still up in the air. I'm trying to go.
I don't know that I'm going to make it, but he's definitely trying to go.
I'm trying. I'm planning for it. It's a strong possibility that my wife and I will go.
Okay. Well, if you guys plan on going a little early, we just wanted to go ahead and put this out there because we haven't done a live in a couple of months. But 5 Dirty Bikers meetup will be at the Iron Horse Inn in Whitewood, South Dakota, July 26th through 28th. You can call that number for reservations and get a good rate on a room. Not too far from downtown Sturgis. Great hotel. Greg and Andy, I think they're in the side chat. They joined us on our Patreon meetup a little bit ago before we went live. But yeah, you guys make your plans if you want to come out because it'll be the week before the rally. You won't have the rider congestion, and we'll get some good riding in. And they've got everything you need right there at the Iron Horse. And then, like we said, Sturgis isn't too far. They've got what they call the bus. So if you want to go to the rally and you're staying at the Iron Horse, you can get carted back and forth.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got the I-bar there and very accommodating.
Yeah. It's really a good setup. So you go out, you ride all day long, you come back, you grab a couple drinks at the I-bar at the Iron Horse, and then you head into town. You don't have to worry about having your bike downtown. You don't have to worry about all the traffic and all the other stuff. You don't have to worry about driving. You jump on the bus, you go right back to your hotel at night. It's a really, really convenient situation. And then it pulls you, you know, you can be in all the you know, the fuckery when you want to be, and you can be out of it when you want to be.
Yeah.
So it's a really great situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
So if I know there's some people that are coming to FDB and they're going to stay for the rally. I won't get to because I won't have that much time off. But I think Tony, Ryan, I'm not sure if you and Dave are staying later. But I know there's some people that are coming that are going to extend their stay to experience some of the rally that haven't been yet.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll try to make it next year or something like
sure.
that. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited for a long trip and going to ride up in the Black Hills and do needles and the Dick Road that you were talking about.
The Dick Road's awesome.
That you guys did.
Yep.
But,
Yep. We did our friends from the Iron Horse Inn. They took us out on a ride. It goes kind of all around that area, and afterwards, my buddy Bob showed me a picture on the map of the ride, and it looks like a dick, so we called it the Dick Ride after that. So, yeah, ironically enough, the entire ride on a map looks like a dick. So, it was pretty funny.
How'd that feel?
Well,
a little sore when you was talking.
yeah, I mean, ironically enough, the ride was good, right? It was you know, way longer than I expected it to be.
Left you sore.
You had to go there. Yep. No, I'm looking forward to it. The thing I'm looking more forward to than anything is watching Tony ride his bike more than 50 miles.
So this is the first time you guys are doing the FDB. Like, this is a new location, right?
Yeah, this is 100% new location because we've pretty much been Midwest and Kentucky.
Yeah.
Since we started this thing, and yeah, we had a great opportunity come up with the people at the Iron Horse, and we made something that worked, and I'm excited for this. I think this is going to be a fun time.
Is this our fourth different location for it, Dustin?
Well, we did out here by the river, and then we were supposed to do Kentucky, but it got canceled. But then the following year it was Kentucky, and then it was Uranus.
Then it was Kentucky, right?
Yep.
So this will be South Dakota. So yeah, this will be our fourth different location. So
that's cool.
It'll be nice.
Around. That's cool.
Yeah, it gives people some opportunity that maybe are a little further out west that do listen to the show, that it'll be a little more accessible for them to ride.
Yeah.
From like the west side or whatever. But
what kind of numbers do you guys get for your turnout?
I didn't really count FDBM this year, but I know the year before in Uranus we had the most jammed up in there.
Yeah, that was 100. I think we had 100 bikes that year.
Jay said 150 people.
Yep.
I don't know. Last year, because we piggybacked on another event, it was really hard to tell without talking to every single person who was there for, you know, the FDBM or who was there for what they had going on. But we had a good turnout. There was a lot of people that came to see the bike drawing and everything. And hopefully you guys have a good crowd out for your thing.
Yeah, it was funny. You know, we did a group ride a few years ago, and everybody's like, how many people we expect to show up? And we're like, 10, 12. And we went in the bar, we had some drinks, we were getting some breakfast, and somebody's like, you got to come out and see the parking lot. And like all of a sudden there were like 40 bikes out there, and then bikes were started in and rolling in, and we had
ended up being like 60 bikes.
Wow.
Bikes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, good for you. That's awesome.
And then we did it last year, and it got a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And that's when we started thinking like, it's hard to do one big giant group ride like this, and without police escort, shutting off roads. We had people blocking for us, but it was getting a little crazy, and we were starting to worry about things happening. So we kind of switched it up and decided to go this route this year.
And we did do breweries, so it's tough to get a police escort. I said the brewery, we should get a police escort. And he's like, think about that for a minute.
That'd be a different escort. That's for sure.
Bar to bar.
So are you guys big fans of group rides like that?
I don't mind group rides.
Well, you're always in the front.
Yeah,
but I mean, yes and no. It depends on the crew. I feel like Depends on the crew. I've done them where I haven't minded them, and I've done them where that's been just a slinky shit
Actually,
show.
I will say any group ride that I've been on that I didn't lead, I always had some fucktard next to me that was jacking up the ride.
Yep.
Every single time.
The Adam Sandoval ride. Where did you get that guy?
I don't know. Some clown, and he was just screwing everything up, man. Whoever's the worst rider in the group ends up like right in front of me, and it just jacks up the whole ride. So I like leading them, so I just leave everybody behind.
I'm a fan of group rides. I mean, I like to ride solo too, but I went to a ride a few months ago, and I don't know if this guy was drinking before the ride started or something, but he was wobbly on his feet. It didn't look like he was going to keep his bike up at a standstill. And we got to like our second stop, and the guy almost rear-ended the guy in front of him because he wasn't paying attention, which in turn almost makes me rear-end him. And I'm like, we need to ride in the back or something.
Yeah.
Or I said, any more of this, we're just going to veer off and just meet everybody back at home base. But it ended up being okay. We didn't really have any problems after that, but it was for a good cause, so we wanted to stay in the group.
Nomad Matt said in the side chat, Bikers and Brews ride was fun this year. The blockers were insane.
Yeah.
And
we got some crazy friends.
the guys that we have run blockers, they're performance bagger guys, and they are everything a performance bagger bro should be, including the fact that they're in a full face helmet, like no shirt, shorts, and sneakers, and they ride their bikes the way they built them, to say the least.
Well, some of them have to get the most out of it while they're working.
Yeah, they're always broke. Always broke.
Sorry, Sam.
All right, cool. And we spoke a little bit before. You guys started something else new, and if you guys do watch Bikers and Brews on their YouTube channel, you would know that this isn't their normal setting. This isn't their normal
This
spot.
This is the podcast studio, man. This is we started a podcast, and much to the shock of some people, it is not the Bikers and Brews podcast.
Nope.
It's called This American Ride, and we wanted a platform where I feel like people go to Bikers and Brews for good times and bikes and beer and rides and everything that we've built, the Baggers channel to be over the years that we've done it, and all the rest of the stuff that we wanted to talk about, we didn't want to like kind of mingle in there,
Yeah.
And so we create a separate platform to talk about whatever it is that we want. So it's we dip into politics.
Yeah.
We dip into what else have we dipped into?
We've talked about social media. We've talked about men's health. We've talked about what else we talking about? Just like fun things, not necessarily serious topics.
Yeah, just stuff, guys in their mid-40s, like what you go through living in the country, issues that the country has, and different viewpoints of it. And we actually had our first guest on, BR Ford. Brian Ford was our first guest the other day. It was the first time we're just about through a season, the first time we had a guest, so that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Dipped into politics. That's a brave one right there. We have some very express rules of 3 or 4 topics that we do not talk about on the Five Dirty Bikers podcast, and politics is one of them. We steer very far from that topic.
Yeah, and I mean we basically do on Bikers and Brews as well, which is why we wanted something different, and that's why we didn't want to have it the same, name Bikers and Brews podcast or anything like that, because we are kind of straying from that and kind of getting a different crowd, of people. So, but yeah, I mean it's not just politics, but we don't shy away from it either.
Yeah.
It's good to have some variety for sure. I mean, if you have a lot of different topics that you're talking about, you're going to appeal to a lot of different crowds.
Yeah. Well, that's the hope.
Yeah. And it's it's as creators, I feel like we're 5 years into Baggers right now? Ish, somewhere in there.
Going on
5 years. It was just refreshing to do something new, and the podcasts have definitely intrigued me. There's a few that we've listened to, and it seems from the outside it seemed like a lot of fun. From the inside, it's been a technological nightmare for me. I mean, I'm working out the kinks, but there's always something that forgets to happen. That I forget to do. So
Didn't hit record.
Yeah.
That happened to us a couple of times.
Oh, man.
Times.
Yeah.
Oh man. Just wait till you do everything right. You hit record, you get just a fucking banger of a podcast, and then all of a sudden something happens at the end and technology just fucks you and everything is gone that you just did. That's going to happen too. I mean, we've probably experienced just about every single technology faux pas that can happen in those situations, and it's never fun. It always gets you more frustrated than anything.
We did one a few weeks ago, and I said to Bird, I'm like, listen, we know the podcast this week. I said, things went wrong. And he said, well, what went wrong? And I said, everything went wrong. Literally, we have video and we have nothing else. We have crap audio. I have no audio in the road. I had terrible audio at the StreamYard. I don't even know what happened.
There's growing pains, but I mean, you guys are sounding very good with your setup there, so you got that covered. There's a lot of people that don't, they don't put the investment into good mics, and you gotta sound good. It's the most important part. I mean, your audio first.
Yeah.
So you gotta make sure that's covered. Yeah.
Yeah, that's if we have any advice for anybody that's doing a podcast, you have to get your audio dialed.
It's funny it happened this way.
Yeah. See, there you go.
You have
There you
to
go.
get your
I actually thought he was effing with us.
say, man, if he was messing with us, that poker face was good.
Yeah,
It was froze.
Yeah, when we got 5 of us in 5 different locations, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen, and we're relying on a strong internet connection and all of that to make it work. Because we've done a couple of these, together, and they always go good that way. And I wish we could do it together every week. It's just not possible with our situation with the distance. But now you guys will have a lot of fun with it. I'll definitely have to give it a listen. Sounds good.
Thanks, man. And audio, even YouTubers, man, people creating YouTube videos, audio is so important. I mean, if I have crap audio on a video, I click right off it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
You got to have the audio no matter what.
It's still just as important. It's more important than video. Because you would rather watch mediocre looking video with good audio than vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because if you're starting to hear people peeking out and static and all that, change the channel.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing's more frustrating to listen to than or watch than bad audio.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Bert, how's the new bike coming along?
The new bike is coming along nice, man. I mean, slow and steady with the upgrades, but I'm loving it. I love the new bike. I mean, don't get me wrong, I miss my old bike. Had a connection with that bike, but this bike is kind of quickly making me forget about it. I like the M8. I didn't think I would. Obviously, it doesn't have the same sound. It's not quite as nice a sound, but these pipes that we put on, they sound really good. The bike has a lot of power and pickup.
Got the tabs, don't you?
Got the tab, the full tab exhaust. Yeah, we put the tab handlebars on there. Starting to get a few of the Van Black products that I wanted. Just put the tour pack on. I got a few other things. We got a whole freaking box of Siro 3D lighting to go on there this winter. Just kind of waiting. Those are going to be winter projects in the garage. What else we got?
Kind of stuff. The bars were the big thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize Tab makes bars.
No, they do now. Have they always? Well, I bought a SlipOn from them the first year I had my Softail because they were the only ones that offered anything. I didn't know they made bars at that time. Maybe it was something more recent they started doing.
More recent. I think the prototypes were released last year.
Yeah.
You had the first set of 16s in the country.
Yeah.
And he started with 12s and 14s, and then he went to 16s, and the 16s on a Road Glide just look killer.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I love them. They're the 1.5 inch, nice and beefy. Yeah, it looks really good on the Road Glide. Like you said, 16s just high enough to look cool. And so we turned around and put the same ones on the new bike. But yeah, I mean, it's coming along good. I love it. Little bits and pieces here and there. But we'll be working on it for a while. Obviously, it's content for the channel. But I love it.
Sure.
It's definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to Siro because I've been looking for. My bike is kind of a redhead stepchild. It's hard to find exact fit parts for my particular Softail. One, they don't make it anymore, but even when it was around, they didn't. A lot of companies didn't want to bend the needle a little bit just to make something a little bit different for it. But yeah, I haven't checked out Siro. I think I need to see what headlight options they have.
They have a few headlight options, and they have a lot of universal parts that will fit on just about anything, like their perch mounts, and they make a lot of stuff that is like bar clamp stuff that will fit. I think people probably don't look for that stuff because they just assume that it's like mostly bagger, lights, but there's a lot more than that.
Cool, awesome. All right, well, we could probably go ahead and dive into this. I know a lot of people probably got some stuff on their wish list or some good ideas for this. I know I got a couple. And there may have been some products or gear that you guys particularly liked in 2023 that you might want to share that might be good options for people for Christmas gifts. But what to get a biker for Christmas?
Ooh.
That's the main topic of the podcast. I know I'm going to go ahead and throw mine out because I've talked about this on the show a couple of times, and I can't remember who recommended it, but it's the Air Moto Pump.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great stocking stuffer or something from under the tree. And I'll get my old man one of these for Christmas. I hope he's not watching. But this thing, I took it to Florida on vacation. I keep it in my bike as long as I'm riding. And it's a great, useful tool, and I'll take it to Sturgis next year, too.
Yeah. Didn't we had one of those on our last Christmas, what to get a biker?
Yeah, on our Christmas list last year, I think what it was. And I mean, anything tire related is so important for people because I mean, it's one of those things that can, even if it's just like a simple plug kit and that air pump, it could be the difference of you getting to a dealership or getting put on the back of a record to get to a dealership.
Yep.
Hugely important.
Yeah, like a plug kit would be a good stocking stuffer too.
It would.
Yeah, a plug kit was on my list. The one thing I think it's an affordable item. It's an easy thing to put on there. Is that there's a company and I don't normally say go to Amazon, but this one's worth it. Is Cruise Tools.
Mm-hmm.
They make very specific toolkits for a Harley bagger, a Harley Softail. It's going to have all the toolkit that you need, and I recommend getting their toolkit and getting their multi-tool and putting the multi-tool in the toolkit, because I got mine last year, and I tell you what, that thing, I've had my multi-tool for a while, but I got the toolkit and I put them both together, and I've used it 3 or 4 times already, and it's well worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a Cruise toolkit for bagger. They make them a bunch of different ways, and you know what? They're not the best quality tools, but it's kind of good because they are a little bit lighter. They fold up into that little blue bag, and you can add a few things in there, and definitely worth the purchase, and on Amazon.
Right. Well, and what I like about it, like you said, is they come in that blue bag, so it's not a black bag that you're putting in the bottom of your black saddle bag or your black line saddle bag. Like, you can see it, right? You know exactly what it is and where it is and that kind of stuff. So that's definitely one of the things I think that you should have in there. And like Dustin said, if you're going to go with an Air Moto Pump and you have tubeless tires, you should have a tire repair kit in your on your Christmas list for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
So did you guys pick up any good gear this year that you think was just a home run you'd want to share that people might be interested in?
You're wearing the ones right now that you'd have to like throw your leg up. Don't throw your back out.
I'm wearing some front boots right now, and I'm in love with them.
Oh, those have been. I've seen that a lot online lately.
Yeah.
The Brunts.
Yeah, they advertise like crazy on like social media and whatnot. But they're super. I mean, we've gone through a lot of shoes. We've done shoe reviews on the channel. We've tried a lot of stuff. I know, like we both wear like a cowboy style boot, like Ariats. But we've tried some other ones, and the last ones I tried, they were okay, but they just weren't that comfortable. They were kind of tight, and didn't feel great. I put these on, man, and they were just like flipping into heaven, man. I've been rocking the crap out of them. But what we have, a couple months now?
Yeah, a couple months, and it's
there was like no break-in period. They instantly felt great. I've done a lot of walking in them, and they feel good. I liked riding in a pair of Harley boots that I had, but like then getting to a rally or something or walking around in them, they're like heavy and just not comfortable to walk around in. So far, these have been great for walking around. So I give them a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend.
How's the weather resistance? Because that was my thing. I rode in rain, and I did 5 trips this year, and I rode in rain in 5 trips this year. And so, how's the weather resistance of those brunt boots?
I can't tell you. We haven't actually.
I will say this:
done anything that's
nothing
caught in bad weather yet. With these.
Nothing is waterproof, and when you're out on the road, especially if you don't have lowers, you're going to throw water into shoes, and I feel like everything is going to get wet. Good stocking stuffer while we're on on that topic is REI, the outdoor store. You can get them in any outdoor store, the waterproofing spray. And whenever we go on a trip, I always hit my boots with that spray. It doesn't last long. It lasts you the trip, but it definitely helps. Definitely helps. And I would do the same thing on those.
Yeah.
Because I have Ariats that are just leather, but my feet don't get wet in them because I just soak them up with this waterproof spray. And
I tell you what. I tell you what.
Ryan, you got to answer this one.
Yeah. That's my wife, by the way. So
Tiffany says, any recommendations for valve stem covers for a bike? We got to fill them in on the backstory of this too.
Yeah. So one of our good friends that came to FTBM and has been at a couple of them. He decided it'd be a great idea, and he got some valve stem covers for all of us, and he snuck them on our bikes. And it just so happened to be they are a nice cock and ball setup that you get on your valve stem. So I've been rocking the cock and balls on my valve stems now for a while. And I tell you what, it's worth it. And I really want to I really want to get some secret video. I really want to get some secret video.
I'm sure you do.
Of the guy who changes my tires the next time, and he reaches down to let the air out, and he's like, I'm not doing it.
So he just snuck him on your bike?
Yeah, he snuck him on. He put him on my bike, Dave's bike. In fact, Brittany didn't realize she had one on her bike for a month before she even knew it was there. And she's like, yeah, my boyfriend just went out to my bike to make sure we had our tires were aired up before our trip. And he comes back in and he goes, Britt, there's a dick on your bike. So yeah,
ballsy.
it was good. Yeah, it was ballsy for sure. It's a cock and balls for sure. So so that was that's worth it. But the other thing, so you were talking about lowers on your bike. One of the things I invested in this year, because I rode in so much rain, because I actually on our first trip when we got caught in that much rain, to your point, yes, there's nothing that's completely waterproof. My rain suit actually funneled the rain into the inside of my boots.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I ended up dumping out water in a truck stop bathroom. So one of the things I invested in, and you can get them also in REI, but I got mine off Amazon. I got boot gaiters. So I put them on over my boots before you put your rain gear on. And I tell you what, it was the best money I spent all summer long. After that, I had completely dry feet, and not the slip-on like big rubber covers, that kind of stuff, right? It's not a condom for your foot. It was a gaiter that just goes over the top of your boot, but it goes up to the the lower half of your leg, and it just keeps the water out from funneling into your boot, because then it sheds down your rain gear and down this gaiter and on and off, right? So if you have those boots that are that are waterproof on the bottom, you're gonna stay dry, and that was some of the best money I spent in my off season, and they would make a great stocking stuffer. So that's another thing.
Nice.
And
I see Frog Togs makes them, and they make. I've seen people wear it's basically like the shoe condom.
Yep.
Makes me footing. I don't know. I don't trust it.
Yeah, well, this one is great because it's just like a strap that goes underneath the bottom of your boot, and it doesn't cover the whole boot, so you still have the grip from the bottom of your boot, but it covers over the top of it, and it kind of fills that gap of where your rain gear always ends up pulling up. And that and this, I'm not talking about a light rain, right? I mean, if anybody went to Sturgis this year, they know it rained like a motherfucker out there, and that was the kind of rain that I ended up riding in 3 or 4 times this last year. So.
Yeah, we hit rain. Our last trip was I think Daytona when we hit rain.
We always hit rain.
Well, we always do, but I feel like the Daytona rain was bad because it was like from basically Daytona like into South Carolina, and then the temperature dropped to like 30, and then we just froze.
Yeah.
So it was no bueno.
Miserable.
No
right.
bueno. But yeah, we do always hit rain. I mean, that's part of taking a long trip is you're going to be in the rain.
Yep, you're going to be in some weather.
Yeah.
The other thing I think that's worth money is if you are taking long trips and you're gonna gear up, and one of the things that's, again, it's not something that you're just gonna want to wear all the time, but a good pair of waterproof gloves. There's a couple of companies out there that make some good gloves that they're not super expensive, but they're just something great to throw on, because man, if you guys have ever ridden where your hands just get completely soaked, I mean, that is your hands and your feet, right? That is one of the most uncomfortable feelings riding in the rain if your hands and feet are wet.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had waterproof gloves. You don't even use gloves for the most part.
Just in really cold weather.
Yeah. But yeah, no, never waterproof. Usually leather, but never waterproof.
And you can do a lot with leather gloves too. You can obviously use that waterproof spray. You can wax them too. A good pair of waxed leather gloves. Those things are practically waterproof.
Little beeswax.
Yeah. Just shine them up.
Everybody in the side chat, if you got good recommendations for Christmas gifts, let's have them. We'll put them up on the screen. We'll talk about them a little bit.
Or if you want to know what kind of wax Ryan uses on his gloves.
Mm-hmm. Same wax I use on my mustache. So there you go.
Is that Captain Hook earwax?
Maybe.
There you go.
The other thing,
you'll have to wax up those new gloves that you got.
Yeah.
See what's up.
The other thing that it would be good too, and I don't know if you guys use it, but Bug Slide, man, can never have enough Bug Slide.
Love Bug Slide.
You use Bug Slide, yeah.
Yeah, I love that stuff. That's another good stocking stuffer for sure.
I haven't got.
Oh yeah, because you can get the small travel kits too that come with the rag, and then the small little 3-4 ounce bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and we sell that at the dealership too. It sells really well.
Yeah. If you're talking about a good gift for Tony, all you guys need to do is go out there to Amazon too. You can buy one of those kits of there's like 30 of those. What the fuck are the towels?
No man Matt said it's called Wax Off.
Wax Off. What are those towels? The towel that comes with the Bug Slide.
Microfiber.
Microfiber, yeah. Because contrary to what some people think, you just use a microfiber 47 times and it's just as good as the first time.
No.
Yeah. Right, they get too much shit in them, and before you know it, you're scratching your paint instead of cleaning it. Right,
yep,
so,
mm-hmm.
But you can buy microfiber towels again off Amazon for next to nothing. You can buy like a thing of 30 of them for like $15, and then you just use them a couple times and throw them away.
Yeah,
I get them at Harbor Freight. Every time I go to Harbor Freight, it's like a staple. I just get the rags and then whatever else I'm there to get. Yep. We actually have a bin of one. The dirty ones we keep in a whole separate bin, because honestly, I feel like even when you wash them, I wouldn't like clean my bike with them again.
Right.
Once they're done,
they get a couple uses on the bike, and then they go to like doing other stuff. Just not the paint.
Yep. Use them for oil rags, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Anything around the garage is not on the bike after a few.
Soaking up brake fluid if we're bleeding some brakes.
Yeah.
We've done that.
Yeah, for sure.
Heck yeah.
So do you guys? So you guys are in New Jersey, right?
Mhm.
And so are you? Do you have close to an all year season, or are you like a couple months off, or what? How's your season look?
It's consistently inconsistent. Is that the best way to put it?
Yeah. You like,
Mm.
we get cold. We get plenty of cold.
Mhm.
Doesn't seem like we've gotten a lot of
It's 30 degrees
snow
now.
lately, but in the last few years. But we get cold. But the problem is that, like, you don't want to just put the bike away, because we'll get days that'll warm up into the 40s or 50s in
Yeah.
January. So it's like, we don't put it away. I make it a point to get out at least a couple times a month through the winter.
Mm.
I just do it, even no matter what, if it's cold or whatever, just to do it, because I'm not winterizing the bike, and I want to just get out there and run it.
Yeah, I don't think any of us winterize the bike. I mean, I know people in Jersey who do, but I think probably most people don't. I mean, the thing is the salt on the roads, because they do
Yep.
they do brine and salt, and towards, like, when you get to that late February, March, if they haven't used the salt that's in their budget, like just at the threat of snow, they'll throw some salt and brine down just to use it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that's the biggest thing. But I mean, they say we're getting snow this winter. Whatever. I mean, some winters we get it, some winters we don't. We've been lucky for like 2 or 3 years. I feel like we've been lucky.
But I feel like if you want to ride and you have the proper gear and you have some heated gear or something like that, you can ride year round here, because we don't get a ton of snow.
Sure.
We had a guy from Virginia just told us we were not real bikers because we don't ride in the snow.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a thing up here. We get the kind of cold that will kill you. So
yeah,
we shut it down. So we could be riding right now because we don't have snow and we've had a lot of really nice weather. But I'm working away from home right now, and so my riding season was done a month ago. So
wow.
Yeah. My big thing around here is it's shotgun season, and the deer are on the move. Thursday and Friday this past week, I had a close call on the bike and in the car. So because I don't get off work until 5 o'clock, and since the time change, it's sundown at 5:04, and by the time I'm home, which is 40-minute ride, it's it's pitch black 20 minutes before I get home, and sure enough, big buck 50 yards ahead of me. And I was looking for more. I was just scanning left and right because I knew when you see one, you usually see more. But there was just one.
Deer are scary.
Just one made me pucker. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
You had a pucker moment on a bike with a deer.
Yeah, I hit a deer. And what did I?
How long were you riding?
A month.
You're riding a month, right?
Yeah, I had my license about a month. It was my first bike, and yeah, I don't even know if it was a month. It might have been the first couple of weeks because I was all excited, and I went out after work to go take a quick ride, and I was still like, I just was learning, and I just went like just off my street and down one street, and we live in the woods, so I'm cruising along, and it's like just about to be like dusk, and I'm riding down the straightaway, and I saw way up in the distance, I saw a bunch of deer crossing the road, and I'm like, you know what? This is probably a bad time of day for me to be out here, especially with, having no skills, just starting. So I'm like, I'm going to turn around and go back home. I turn around, I start going back home, and I got up to speed about 40 miles an hour, and I see out of the corner of my eye, here comes a deer right out in front of me. And talk about pucker, and I crap my pants, and
the seal didn't hold.
It was a small deer, and it was young, and it like got right in front of me. And my front fender hit it like on its hind haunches, and he pulled his legs up and like flew off to the left, and the bike just kind of, the handlebars went like that, and then I was able to just kind of like recover them, and it straightened out, and I didn't crash or anything like that, and I slowed up, and I slowly rode home, and I put it in the garage and closed the door and went and sat on the couch and didn't say shit to the wife. That would have freaked her out. So I don't think I told her. I didn't tell her the story for a while. It scared the crap out of me. But
you probably didn't tell her that story until Glenn got hit by the deer.
Yeah, I think so.
And that was a
couple years later.
That was close for you too, though, because you had ABS then, I think. Did you?
Yeah, that one almost slid into my right. It was like maybe a foot in front of me.
Yeah. So
and two deer come running out. We were riding in a group, and it was daylight. It was probably like 4 o'clock, 4:30 in this. Well, maybe like 5 o'clock, but it was the summertime, and we were riding on a back road, and we came around a bend, and you could see these 2 deer like running, like they were kind of running parallel with the road, and then they were like coming like out onto the road, and when they hit the road, they both like lost their footing, the deer, and we just started sliding, and the one deer, the first one slid in front of my buddy who was leading, and then like right in front of me, and I had to lock up on it, and then the second one actually hit him and took him out.
Oh, Ryan,
Shit.
we got to tell them the story about on the way to Uranus, Missouri. Remember, my friend John.
Oh yeah, tell him that.
So we left. A lot of us met here in Illinois, not too far from St. Louis. They hit 64 to go right to Uranus, which is about 150 miles. So we were probably less than 20 minutes from Waynesville, Missouri, which is right next to Uranus. But it was busy. It was like early afternoon, and there were semis, in every which lane. Well, I'm in the back of the group, and in front of me is my friend John, who my wife works with his wife, so that's how I knew him. And then everybody else was up in front. Well, before we could even see it almost, this little baby deer runs out in front of this semi, plays Frogger, the semi misses it, and then it runs and hits my friend John's highway peg. And it went around him and slid right in front of me into the side of the road. That was a pucker moment.
Ooh.
All it did was it knocked that highway peg like 180 degrees or like 90 degrees or something like that. He didn't have any damage to his bike, but that would have been catastrophic for him and me if that thing wouldn't have slid all the way across the road into the shoulder.
Yeah.
Because, this thing had just started walking not too long ago. It was a baby.
Yeah.
Little divine intervention there, boy. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
These are all reasons why I bring extra underwear when I travel.
There you go.
I mean, you just told me 3 stories of adult men that shit their pants riding their motorcycles. So again, just reason to make sure you have enough underwear on a trip. Good stocking stuffer, extra underwear.
Dude, I'm happy these days to get underwear.
Wipes.
Dude wipes. Dude wipes. There you go.
Dude wipes.
See, we're all over 40 here. We're all genuinely happy to get underwear and socks this time in our lives.
True story.
I can't wait. The holes are getting too big. I got to throw them out.
All right. Especially nice underwear, right? Because it keeps all the bits and parts in places.
He said the bits.
So, honorable mention to Jay Tomes in the side chat with the layup and Mr. Nomad Matt with the slam dunk. Jay Tomes says battery Tinder would make a good gift, spelt Tinder. And Nomad Matt comes in with the slam dunk saying it's Tender, Tender, Jay. Tinder's a whole different thing.
Sure is.
You shopping for gift cards.
Yeah, Jay's like, Tinder would be a good Christmas gift, maybe for Jay. Buy a biker Tinder.
3-month subscription.
Oh man.
Good thing he didn't say Grinder, and he just said Tinder. I mean,
Well,
Battery grinder.
No, we should. Ryan, we should give away an Adam and Eve gift card for our next Patreon giveaway. I think that would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious
because they're everywhere.
Maybe. Yeah, well, and it might, and maybe you can buy one of those cock and balls you can put on your valve stem.
See, our Discord had a whole nother thing that they were sending around that still becomes a mystery. Was it the chocolate dick that they were sending people?
Yeah.
Nobody in the Discord knows where they came from, but like 5 of them got it. Nobody tested it. Wasn't us. Do you know who it was?
I have no idea.
You sure you don't know who it was? I mean, it wasn't me.
You have to send it in the wintertime because you could send a chocolate dick and just get what looks like a pile of shit in the mail if you don't send it when it's in the wintertime. Started as a dick, ended up as a pile of shit.
Well, if it's coming from North Dakota, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, well, and then you get a frozen dick.
I think they call that a Kentucky Klondike Bar.
That's pretty good.
You're welcome.
Well,
you can use that.
Ryan put some thought into it, though. He put some thought into that gift.
That's right. That's right.
It's a gift that keeps on giving, Clark. Man, the wife was starting to turn on the Christmas movies. I'm just not ready for it. Not
It's
yet.
time, man. The lights are on.
I need my planes, trades, and automobiles first before I watch any Christmas Vacation.
Where's your
Fair
hand?
enough.
Where's your hand? Between two pillows.
Sounded remarkably similar.
That's a great movie, though.
Yeah.
Hey, the best. There's two good movies. Obviously, you have to watch A Christmas Story, right? But my second favorite movie of all time at Christmas is Bad Santa, right?
Yeah.
Because if you can't watch Bad Santa and laugh at a boy that carves the guy a dick out of a piece of wood that he
Come
calls
on now,
a
that's a
pickle.
wooden pickle.
I mean, it just is one of those things that brightens your day.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what are the Baggers guys drinking tonight? You guys, I know George has got a drink in hand. What do you guys get sipping on over there?
This is good. I'll let Bert tell his story. He's drinking water tonight.
Ice
man.
water.
Ice water.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You were on how long of a fast right now?
I'm on a 72-hour. Well, I'm not. I'm gonna do a 72-hour fast here for the holiday. Don't ask me why. I just like to make bad decisions.
Just to challenge himself.
I like to punish myself and challenge myself. What am I about? 26 hours in.
There you go.
26 hours into a 72-hour fast.
Yes.
Good Lord, somebody send him a steak.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I just sat and watched these guys eat dinner,
Oh.
and I drank some bone broth.
That's it.
Did it make you angry seeing people chew food?
No, not yet.
Mm-mm.
I'm not there
Not
yet.
yet.
I think by this time tomorrow is going to be rough.
Another 24 hours and you're gonna be ornery.
Yeah. But we're doing Thanksgiving with my wife's family on Wednesday night, so I'll be breaking my fast with that.
Oh, okay.
Pig out on
Is that what you do? Is your fast? Is it like a colon cleanse? Are you trying to completely empty yourself out so you can hit that? So you can like ingest an entire turkey?
No, actually, I'm not really doing it for Thanksgiving. The day after Thanksgiving, we are leaving for a cruise, so I'm getting my Speedo body on.
Oh yeah, you're trying to fit into that yellow banana hammock, aren't you?
Yes, yes, yeah.
You got Baywatch calling you right now. You don't need anything falling out the side of that banana hammock.
That's right. We're going on a pineapple cruise, upside down.
He's not gonna need any clothes and that's what
Jesus.
he's going on.
a pineapple cruise.
Yeah, man.
You better consider hitting the waxer before you go to that pineapple cruise.
I'm gonna manscape. From up the bush.
The sound of that thing is gonna go.
Oh.
It's gonna stop like my lawnmower when I ran over fucking leaves yesterday.
He's got the new and improved lawnmower 6.5.
Tony uses the Cox 5000. It's got a pull start and everything.
Yeah, that's right. I think he'll chip a tooth.
Well, if you guys got questions in the side chat, again, thank you guys for joining us on a Monday night. And Baggers and Brews, thank you for filling in for the other three that couldn't make it tonight. It was good to talk to you tonight. And, of course, we aren't done yet. But if you guys got questions in the side chat, please let us know. I think we have guest next week is JET Films, who just released an awesome video on his YouTube channel. It's a full-length film.
John,
John Tagle, we've had him on the show before, but the guy knows how to make a video.
Sure.
And this video so it's basically he kind of made his own performance bike category in a Cholo.
He did, yeah.
He put a 131 in a, what is it, an 88? Was it an 88-inch Evo?
It was an 88. I
And
don't
a
think it's a twin cam. It's
Twin
a twin
cam?
cam.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Was it a deluxe?
Nope. It's a Road King.
Oh, it's a Road
So
King.
he had a
Okay.
88 inch twin cam that he built out into a 131, and he ended up getting 149 horsepower and 164 foot-pounds of torque after he got done building it out. And he didn't. The reason why he kind of defines it. He says kind of at the end, because all the performance bagger guys are gonna jump in and say it's not a performance bike, blah 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 blah. He defined it as his own category because he didn't sacrifice the looks of a cholo, but so he kept all of those things. I mean, we're talking he replaced every bolt on that bike with titanium. He shed. I think it was it's a full cholo with a 26-inch front wheel, and it weighs 700 pounds.
Wow.
So he shed a shit ton of weight. I mean, and that bike, it's the meanest, orneriest bike you'll ever see. And if you haven't, you got to go check out the video because his videos are full movies. They're fantastic. They're some of the best videos you'll find out there on the market anywhere. I mean, he should be making videos for a motorcycle company somewhere. But his stuff is really, really good. And this bike it's one of the best builds I've ever seen. And it looks exactly the way that it's supposed to. I mean, it's got an air ride suspension, it's 16-inch apes. I mean, it's a monster of a bike, and it is fast as fuck.
Guys, the link for that video is in the side chat. So if you want to check that out after this live stream, go check it out because that guy can make a video. Like he knows what he's doing with a camera.
Plus, you like to support anybody who's doing long form content right now because it is not the popular thing on YouTube. That is for sure.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, well,
no,
right.
not
It's
at
like
all.
a full length film. It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 90 minutes, and the last time I checked, he had like 20,000 views already. I mean, it's fucking nuts, dude. But when you see it, you get 4 minutes into it. You might as well just get a beer and fucking sit down because you're not going to want to stop watching it. It's really well done, and if you go back and look, all of his shit is like that, and he doesn't fuck around. Like, he's not trying to make YouTube money. He has copywritten music in there. It is. I mean, he's balls deep in it. It is really good, and he doesn't use $85,000 cameras either. He uses a drone, some GoPros, and like a Canon. I mean, he's got some skills for sure.
Nice.
To check it out.
Yeah, definitely have to check that out. So, it's interesting, like the performance bagger guys that we ride with, and we have like a pretty strong, I would say we have a pretty strong performance bagger culture in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them will tell you, like, when they build a performance bagger, what the core of that bike is, and it is not the engine. Suspension is number one to those guys.
Yeah, suspension.
Absolutely number one.
Suspension, braking, bars, right? I mean, there's kind of a kit for performance baggers, I think, now, and so that's why he definitely defined it, outside of that performance bagger category, because he didn't want to sacrifice one single thing that you would find on a regular like cholo, like, because his bike looks like a show bike, right? But it is out of control. He actually renamed it 131R because so many of the things that he put on that bike would be considered race components. I mean, so much so that he had the whole bike put together and the clutch system wasn't working for him. It was slipping. It was slipping when he was tuning, and they disassembled it and he went with a different clutch system. I mean, he worked through every single thing that you'd expect somebody to do when building a bike. It is phenomenal.
That's awesome.
And he doesn't keep any trade secrets. He tells you every single part. I mean, if you wanted to go out and build that motor, you could build it because he tells you every single thing that he did to it.
Nice.
So here's a question from Iron Horse Inn
and
Ibar. How did you get your name Bikers and Brews? Or are not familiar with your show?
How did we get the name?
How did we get the name?
You kind of came up. Well,
it's well, I mean, when we started to throw around doing the social media thing, we originally went I think like even under Instagram it might be like Baggers, Bites and Brews or something like that, because we were thinking about doing food in there with it somewhere. And the more we researched YouTube, the more we realized that that was too many things to be doing a channel on. And we basically, as a group of friends, were riding to breweries on our weekend rides. We'd always try and find a new craft brewery to go ride to. And when we started filming that stuff, I mean, Baggers and Brews kind of just seemed,
just kind of rang.
Yeah, it just kind of seemed natural at the time. So it was.
This is going back early 2019. So.
Yeah, I guess 2019.
Right. Isn't that interesting when you do something on YouTube, you have to have it in a niche, right? But then you do a podcast and you can do a podcast about 50 different niches, right?
Yeah,
it's an interesting scenario.
I mean, they tell you to niche your podcast too to be most successful, but like I feel like we followed the rules with YouTube, and when we came up with This American Ride, I mean, that's why we kind of came up with a name that could encompass a lot of things, you know, from a podcast perspective. That the whole point of the podcast is we just didn't want to have any rules of what we could and couldn't talk about or couldn't say, or, you know, what have you. So that was the thing. I don't know if it's going to be successful. People seem to like it. We're getting a little bit of traction with it, but you know,
it's early. It's really early.
The easy thing,
you'll enjoy it. Getting to take off that filter is one of the funnest parts that we like about this whole thing, because we all did YouTube, and you know, there's restrictions if you want to be successful with it and everything. But I mean, this is just for us. I mean, for me personally, I could probably speak on behalf of everybody on the show, but it's more fun to do this from our angle. But
hey, you can do your podcast, and one of the greatest things about it is that when you're talking about saying or talking about whatever you want, you know, you can say fuckity fuck as much as you want on a podcast, and you don't have to worry about demonetization or hurting someone's feelings, because it's not regulated nearly the same as YouTube is, right? You're not gonna get somebody sending you a message saying, hey, your podcast can't say this or do this or whatever. So it gives you a creative freedom that you don't have in some of the other outlets.
Yeah, most definitely it does. And you know, we've kind of, I think the other thing is when you brand it that way from the beginning, like you guys have, you know, with you know 530 Bikers, when you brand it that way from the beginning, it kind of gives you that freedom.
Yeah,
and a lot of people, like when you start your YouTube channel, we didn't necessarily know what the hell we were getting into. I mean, we were going to do, you know, the Adam Sandoval World Record Ride, and we were like, let's document that and let's put up a couple of videos in practice. And then all of a sudden we had a couple hundred subscribers, and then it started growing. And I mean, 5 years later, it hasn't, I wouldn't say it's blown up, but it's been a grind. We're, you know, pushing 18K as our next subscriber, you know, milestone on YouTube right now.
Oh, nice. Congratulations on that.
Good for you guys.
Thanks. So I kind of put a feeler out there. I was thinking about starting my channel back up because I can do videos from the dealership. Just kind of give that perspective of what I do every day and day-to-day stuff. I mean, I wouldn't be religious about it like I used to be. It'd probably just be maybe a video or two a month or something like that.
There was a guy who used to record himself working at a Harley dealership all of the time, and you know what? It was a very successful channel.
He kind of disappeared. We need to get him back on here to get caught up on what he's doing.
I'm telling you,
he's a busy man.
Oh yeah, because I think Blockhead went to visit him not too long ago.
I think Blockhead's another guy who's like his content's been very sporadic as well. I feel like
just recently he actually he dropped a Instagram notification and said it was like the first time in 7 years that he hadn't had a weekly, you know, a weekly drop on YouTube, and he had missed 2 or 3 weeks, and everybody, you know, maybe thought he got into an accident and died, and it just, you know, I think he just needed that, you know, second to take a breath.
It's tough, man. Creator burnout's like a real thing, and you know, I think the consistency is how people fight through it, or you know, don't some people choose not to fight through it, but it's you know, we've been pretty consistent for a long time, and that's a big part of it. And we're just on our last podcast, I think month of October, we had like 19 or 20 uploads to YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah. If you look, you know that when you're talking about that creator burnout, if you guys know who Blacktop Devil is, and then they changed their name, they actually just put out a video and said they're done. They're not doing YouTube anymore.
Yeah, you have to enjoy it. You have to be passionate about it. And, I think the two of them had a great platform and, a lot of opportunity for them. But if they're not into it for them, they are, it's, they take a break and they might be back. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I text Brian here and there, like him and I talk every now and again, but
Yeah.
this has been going through a lot of life change going on the road full time.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, just to put a hint out there, I can't really spill the beans because I get in trouble, but everybody be on the lookout for an announcement from HD on Saturday regarding sweepstakes.
Stuff.
Ooh.
Steaks.
Something pretty cool they're doing for the end of the year. I can't spill the beans, but
I like
Cool.
steaks.
check out your local Harley Davidson dealership website or stop in and check out what's going on.
Okay.
That.
Any
Dustin.
predictions for 24, guys? What do you think we're going to see from the motor company? What did you guys think of the year overall?
I thought the year was good. I like the fact. I mean, this is big for them. They changed direction. I like the direction they're heading. I feel like Harley is one of those iconic companies where if they make too many changes, people are like, they're changing it and they're ruining it. It's like a having a little kid in a Halloween costume telling him he's got to put a jacket on. It's like you're ruining it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's they need to make changes to keep up because people can't tell them that they can't change. And then Indian comes out with stuff that, well, why isn't this in the Harleys? The market, they need to change with the market. And I think they have many times over the years. I mean, when they came out with the twin cam, the Evo faithful were not happy about that. When they came out with the Evo, the people weren't happy about that. And then, we came out with the M8 and they were like, well, that's a piece of trash. But, so every time they make a big change, it's like that. And I think that these CVOs that they put out this year are a big change, and I like them.
Yeah, I was a big fan of them. We've got a couple of street glides. The one road glide we got did sell. I mean, personally, of the CVOs, I'm more of a fan of the newer ones anyway. I'm more of a fan of the street glide. I like how they integrated the lights into the fairing like they did. Because that fairing it needed a rehaul. It needed something different.
Yeah.
And I hope it trickles down into, the specials. And I don't know if they're going to continue to have a standard 107 anymore after this year. We'll just have to see. I don't know. Even if I did know anything, I wouldn't be able to spill the beans anyway because I'd get in trouble. But honestly, haven't heard anything about that. So
I think the 114 is a great motor. If for people who haven't ridden one, I know you just got one. I had a 107. I wasn't happy with the 107. I thought going from a 96 to a 107 would be a big change, and I didn't really feel like it was. But I felt like going from the 107 to the 114, it's a completely different bike. I'm really liking the 114 a lot. And I mean, history tells us that those CVOs are going to trickle down into the model line. I mean, they'd kind of be fools not to do that. But I think we'll see more paring down, honestly. It seems like they're taking more models away in recent years than they are necessarily adding them. And I don't think that's a bad thing either. I mean,
no, I mean, to have too much like they used to have tons of different models, and having too much is probably a problem. That's probably one of the reasons why they got rid of my model.
Yeah.
But
you had, I mean, there have been models like, the V-Rod that have kind of come and gone. And there have been models, there have been several models over the years that have kind of like gone out there to test the waters a little bit or give somebody a little bit different, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they kind
Well,
of fade away.
the V-Rod came back, though. It's called the Pan America.
Oh,
It's called the Sportster S.
Yeah, it's called the
That
Sportster S.
chunky,
Yeah.
that chunky little bastard.
Yeah. No, I think the only thing Harley, I think they've made a ton of great decisions. I love a lot of the decisions that they've made in the last probably 3-4 years. They've been hitting some bangers. The ST was an absolute rocket ship for them.
Dude, I love the Fast Johnny paint job.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the ST wheel color and the bronze on it. I think if they just went black and white, because we did see one at Bluegrass that they put white wheels on it, and it looked a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, it looked dope.
But I mean, overall, that paint job was nice.
Yeah, the only thing I think they're missing right now is a sub $10,000 bike.
Yeah.
I think they should have some type of bike that is a introduction into the Harley market that's under 10 grand, out the door under 10 grand, not 9,995, and then after you get tax and license and everything, it's 13,000, and you feel like you just got fucked over, right?
Right.
That we don't need to see something like that. You need to be out the door under 10 grand. They need a bike in that category. That's just my opinion, but
Those people need to go buy a Grom.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, but that doesn't get you into the Harley culture, right? You need the cool
Yeah.
guy ticket. You need the card to get you into the culture, and I think they need to have a sub $10,000 bike, right?
What's the cheapest Sportster now?
15 grand.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, the Nightster, the Nightster is the last kind of bastard stepchild of that line, and it's about 14 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, prices have definitely gone up. I feel like I paid 16 for the Crossbones when I bought it in 09. And I thought that was a lot then, and
Right.
now I have a
And now-
Road Glide Limited.
Now, if you go out to Sturgis and you go to the Harley dealership, what Black Hills Harley Davidson was selling those CVOs this year for 62.
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, that's a hell of a lot of money for a motorcycle. I mean, if I pay $62,000 for a motorcycle, I better get a hand job every time I sit down on it.
Every time you go into that dealership.
Yeah, that too.
Jeez.
Dustin's going to drop that one in the suggestion box. I know it.
We got one. Right next to the service department, ladies and gentlemen.
CVO hand jobs.
Oh,
Sorry, Kyle, if you're listening.
Yeah, that's happening.
Which would be like, what's your new, what's your new job at Harley? Well, I'm the person that offers the hand jobs after you buy CVO.
jeez.
New job description. Executive hand job officer.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't wait to make that business card.
Oh, man.
Well, I think we're a little over an hour. You guys, again, thanks for joining us tonight in the side chat, and thanks for sticking around. We're going to get out of here pretty soon. Bert, George, it was awesome to talk to you again. It's exciting to know what you got going on in 24, and hopefully we see you at Sturgis.
Yeah. Trying.
He's trying. He's trying.
It's a good shot. There's a good chance.
All right. Make sure you check out Bikers and Brews on YouTube and on Instagram. And you guys are on TikTok too, aren't you?
We're on TikTok.
How is
make
that treating you?
Yeah, we're not real consistent with it.
We got
I tell
things-
you what, I bet you get a lot of your
funds.
political talk from that platform.
Yeah.
we actually do get some topics from there. We send each other some TikToks here and there, like this. This is what I'm talking
You
about.
could just start hitting the save button. You got content for a whole year in a matter of 20 minutes.
But yeah, so and if you're not, if you're already following Baggers and Brewers on YouTube, go check out This American Ride. We are on Apple, Spotify, anywhere that you can consume your podcast, and we do post video feeds on our YouTube channel, This American Ride.
Awesome.
So
And again, guys, reach out whenever the fundraiser's going on and everything if you need help of any sort.
Definitely.
oh yeah, we
We'll
will.
help you out any way we can.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining Five Dirty Bikers on this Monday. Make sure you pay attention to the podcast in the coming couple of weeks. We'll have JT Film on. And everybody have a good Thanksgiving.
Happy
Buy some
Thanksgiving.
merch.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, buy merch. 5dirtybikers.com. Join the Discord because it's free.
Fucking
And
free.
Fucking free. All right. We'll see you, everybody. Have a good night.
Later.